Did you know, before the world was shaken by horrors like the Holocaust, there had already been a genocide in Africa, in the deserts of Namibia, where tens of thousands of Herero and Nama people were wiped out at the hands of the German Empire. In the early 20th century, Namibia, then German Southwest Africa, was home to the Herero and Nama tribes. They were herders, hunters, and people who lived in harmony with their land for generations. But when the Germans arrived, they brought not only weapons and uniforms, but also the ambition to seize land, exploit resources, and force the locals into hard labor. Oppression piled up, and eventually the Herero rose in resistance. They hoped to preserve their land, water, and freedom. Yet this struggle gave Germany the excuse to launch one of the most brutal campaigns in human history. In 1904, German General Lothar von Trotha issued the infamous Extermination Order, Vernichtungsbefehl. He declared that every Herero, man, woman, or child, who remained in German-controlled territory would be killed. The violence was merciless. Entire communities were driven into the Omahique Desert, where thirst and heat became deadlier than bullets. German soldiers poisoned or guarded the waterholes, ensuring that thousands perished under the burning sun. Survivors were not spared. They were sent into what became some of the world's first concentration camps, a grim precursor to those of World War II. Inside, Herero and Nama prisoners were forced into slave labor, starved, beaten, and left to die from disease and exhaustion. It is estimated that 65,000 out of 80,000 Herero and 10,000 out of 20,000 Nama were killed. This was one of the first genocides of the 20th century. For decades, this tragedy was ignored or deliberately silenced. Only in recent years has Germany officially acknowledged and apologized, recognizing it as a dark legacy of their colonial past. The genocide of the Herero and Nama reminds us that human tragedy often begins with greed and with silence. And sometimes, the pain of history isn't written in textbooks, but buried deep beneath the sands of the African desert, waiting to be remembered.